Hello everybody and welcome back to the Pour One Out podcast. As always, we are here with Matt Stokes and Stephen Davison.
Yeah. Yes, well done.
And
yes.
we're
We actually made it back after the break.
Oh god, a long break at that. But yeah, we're here today with this very special guest, one of the co-founders of Clash of Creators actually. And I think we've got the right person. We're not quite sure because he didn't have the blue tick next to his name anymore. But it's the man himself, Tom Sharman.
I'm not having that. Do you know what?
Welcome, Tom. Welcome.
Thank you, guys. This is like the last podcast I went on. That exact intro got played as well.
Oh no!
No way.
Oh, we're in the mud.
It's literally default about the tick. How is everyone? All right.
Yeah, we're doing good, man. How are you, mate?
I was better before
Good,
I know
man.
we ripped off some other podcast intro.
Yeah, we thought we had a good one there, but we're just sloppy seconds now.
So, I think the first thing we need to ask, which isn't on the episode plan, I'm just surprising everyone else with it. Matt, did you enjoy shitting yourself on your drive home today?
Jesus Christ.
No, I did. It wasn't fun.
Can you explain?
It's what it sounds like, mate. You'd like the on the in-betweeners. I took a risk and it backfired.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I can't
Mid-journey
even
as
try
well.
to drink. I'm laughing too
And
much.
My journey to Manchester 2.5 hours. It was like 20 minutes in.
Oh no.
I know, mate. It wasn't very good.
So what happened? You just carried on driving?
I'll be honest with you, my friend. I pulled over in a lay-by. I took my boxers off. I had a piss, and then I carried on driving. Just put my boxers on my seat next to me, and yeah,
That's disgusting.
Nice.
they're in the bin in my apartment now. They came for the whole journey.
I'll be honest, I did
Nice.
not expect him to fully explain every detail. I thought we were going to be like, oh, shut up and move on. But
After everything we've talked about in this podcast,
Yeah,
every
well.
single sex story and fucking disappointment moment, boys, it can't go lower than it.
don't say that.
True.
Anyway,
we're here for
let's get
Tom,
to the
not
episode.
for us guys. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Let's all start off with, as we always ask everyone, Tom, what are you drinking, mate, today?
I am drinking Jägermeister, which I have. By the way, I'm 25 years old. I don't reckon I've drunk this since I was 21.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
With Red Bull,
I'm
so
honoured.
we're going proper Jaeger bombs. In fact, I'm going
Proper.
to pour one
I'm
right
honoured.
now.
Wow.
Oh,
This might go horribly wrong. It's 1 p.m.
No, mate.
Oh, no,
Brilliant,
it's,
mate. I'm
it's
so
genius.
happy.
I mean, that's already your first shot, so
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
realistically, we
Amazing.
should be 2 in at this point because I brought up Matt shitting himself.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
It's alright, mate. That was a shot as it was.
Right, we're going the first one, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one down the hatch, mate. Oh. Whilst Tom's doing that, Matt, what are you drinking today, bro?
Vodka, lemonade, because I'm fucking
Sorry.
bored. Well, it's actually vodka Sprite, I think, technically, because I've given up caffeine. So.
Fair
Tom,
enough.
how was that?
It's going to be a long.
Yeah, how was
It's going
that,
to be a
mate?
long episode. It's going to be a long episode.
I'm so sorry in
Tu-
advance.
turns out I'm not a big fan of Jaeger anymore.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
I'll be
no.
honest, you've got a lot of them coming.
I'm pouring myself another one just
Yes.
so I'm ready.
You're hardcore, man.
Jeez.
It's a lot of you know what I mean. It's a lot of hassle pouring a Jaeger bomb.
Yeah, it is. Just pour
There's
one big
components
one and
to
just
it.
take sips out of it. That's what I tend to
Yeah, I might have to do halves.
do. Yeah.
I might have to do halves because I'm going to go through these red.
No, honestly, that's fair enough. That's fine. Stephen, what about you, mate? What are you
I'm on
having?
vodka.
Very nice.
Which bodes well at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's coming home, boys. It's fine.
It is. It
It
really is.
coming home.
Just for those, by the way, that don't know, we're filming this the day before the final of the England match.
Oh yeah, no, this
Oh,
comes.
shit.
Oh shit.
Because it's coming out in a few
Forgot
weeks' time.
This comes out in a few weeks. Don't say it's coming
Oh.
home.
Are we going predictions?
Oh, we can do predictions if you want, mate. Yeah.
We could.
And then we can really see how badly we've messed it up.
I'm gonna. Alright, Matt. Tom, what's your prediction?
Right, I'm going ballsy. I had a conversation with brother yesterday.
Okay.
3-0 England.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Are you sure? Especially with Chiellini and Bonucci and stuff like that at the back.
I'm going 3-0. I'm going early goal, too late.
Very good. Yeah, that's seems to be what they're doing at the minute. To be fair, minus
Yeah.
the other day actually, but we don't speak of that. What about you guys, Matt and Stephen? What are you thinking?
I'm gonna go 1-0 England. I think it's optimistic. I mean, Italy haven't conceded more than 1 goal in like 3 years or something, have they? like in a match.
Yeah, true.
So for us to be then like, oh, we're going to score 3. Why? Well, we're England. Like,
Yeah, well, we are England. It's true. It's true.
Damn right, we're England.
England
What
haven't
about
been
arrogance?
that. Let's be honest. England haven't been that good so far. We've just been very lucky with the teams we've played.
No. Yeah. No, yeah. We actually
The 4-0 was good. The 4-0. But anyway, Matt, what about you?
Against fucking Ukraine, mate.
No, I'm going to go 2-1 England.
You know what? I was going to say something similar, but I'm thinking the early goal like Tom as well. But I'm thinking then it's going to go to 1-1, and then England are just going to surprise us again like they did with fucking whoever it was we just played.
Ukraine.
By the way, guys, you
no-
should probably have a shot because this is definitely another
shit,
topic.
yeah.
Oh,
But our advantage is we've got quite a fast front line, minus Harry Kane, he's about 10 pace. But yeah, we've got
This is
quite a
gonna
fast front
kill
line, and Italy's back line is quite slow, so that's our only advantage. But anyway, again, we're here.
I also went for quite an adventurous on-camera laser bomb, and got it all over my keyboard.
Oh,
so-
shit.
Oh, well,
People
there's a Twitter clip.
If I cut out in 10 minutes, you know that my computer's broken or something.
Yeah.
We'll soon
Right.
find out.
Let's get straight into this, and we have
Matt, I think you
Matt
should
coming
ask
in
this
with it.
question. I
Yeah.
think you should ask this question.
Oh, yeah. So
Also,
Tom,
there's
we both know.
another shot.
Tom, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
No, it's not that bad, Tom. We both know that me and Stephen and Sam, and potentially yourself, are big fans of a certain Lauren Alexis. Lauren, if you are watching, hello.
She's not
I noticed.
watching.
Remember, you mentioned that when we were together the other week that she invited you to a party. Did you end up going?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't. And
Okay.
and
I was going to ask something else, then, but never mind.
and last week we were going to go and watch the last England game together, and she was going to come down to Brighton, but she couldn't find anywhere. Well, we couldn't find anywhere to go.
You know what? That's perfect because Sam and Stephen are actually coming to mine to watch it. If you two want to come as well, you're very welcome.
Hey.
All right,
Yeah, do
if I bring Lauren, I'll ditch my friends that I've already planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Come
worries,
on.
mate. No worries.
Oh,
Alright.
definitely.
Sounds good.
The worst bit is Lauren's gonna be watching this and just texting
Lauren's
me.
not gonna be watching.
Fuck you.
Hey, Lauren. Nice to see you again.
Well, it's funny you say that, Tom. This wasn't
Oh,
my
this
question.
is
This is what
brilliant.
Stephen This is probably what Stephen came up with. I'm fairly
shit.
sure.
Also, here's another
so-
shot. Here's another shot for you.
Once again, shout out to Lauren. We're all big fans, especially Sam.
Yeah. Big
So,
fan.
Sam, so Tom, obviously I know you guys are friends, but you must have had some sort of experience here. What is the worst message that makes you look like hang on. What is the worst message you've sent Lauren Alexis that makes you look like a simp?
Have you guys dug one up?
No, we
No,
want
no,
you
we've
to
not
read
done
one out
one.
like
No,
DMs.
Oh, what do I say in DMs?
Yeah,
but like
We
the things
want-
that
Oh,
ever
see-
made you look like a
message
simp.
Here's-
that are in the DMs that made you look like a simp.
Nah, here's the thing. Over Twitter, I simp because it's funny.
Ah, true.
Yeah.
Over texts, our conversations were boring.
You're just there
mundane.
like, hello, Lauren,
Yeah.
darling. How are you doing today?
I tried telling him this.
Wait, I'm gonna get up our last conversation.
I tried telling him this, that it's not like that through text, but they wouldn't listen.
Nice. Yeah.
I asked her to jump on an IG live for Clash of Creators,
Okay.
She said
and
no.
she
I said no. Fuck off.
no,
said
no.
no.
and then she said yes, and then she put it in her diary and moved her Twitch schedule around. That's how mundane it is.
Tell you what. By the time she goes live on Twitch, I'm always in bed, so it's always like, oh, what's the point? Just like fucking.
What do you
stream
mean? What's
earlier,
the point?
please.
You know exactly what the point is.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
don't-
Why did she time it around that time?
To be fair, I joined her Twitch streams to look at the comments because they are the funniest messages in the world.
Yeah, I'm sure
So
I'm
many
sure
that
you
get
did.
blocked.
I'm sure you did. Sam, even if she could stream at 3 p.m, you'd still run and get in bed.
Oh damn, bro, you caught me.
Oh
at
my
shit.
god.
I'm so sorry.
You should have seen
Lauren,
how
if you
buzzing
actually
these
are
two
watching.
were when they followed. You should have seen how buzzing these guys were when they followed them both on Twitter.
I'm
Anyway,
sure
Like, I was excited, but I couldn't be too buzzing about it just for obvious reasons. But these two are fucking buzzing.
Anyway,
God.
yeah.
sorry.
But let's not throw us
So,
even more.
okay,
down
so-
with it. Go on, Matt.
Moving away from Lauren Alexis because that's not what we're going to take the episode off. So,
Emily Black.
yeah.
The whole episode is just different OnlyFans girls.
you're good for the
This
title.
one I can ask because you tell me. So, Tom, you've probably got loads of mad stories, as you've told me. So, I'm just curious, out of my own, curiosity. Have you ever thrown up on a certain YouTuber?
Oh, you're an absolute twat. Context to this: I went to Manchester a couple of weeks ago. Right. I went to Manchester a couple of weeks ago. Went for a beer with Matt, and this story got out whilst we were having a few beers. Now I've got to repeat it on a podcast. Yes, I have thrown up on a certain YouTuber. Quite an up and coming creator called KSI.
I think I've heard of him somewhere.
I think Sam watches him.
I dabble.
Yeah, exactly. It was at Cal Freezy's birthday party of 3 years ago, maybe, and I lost a bet. I can't remember what the bet was, to Willany and Reeve, and I had to down an entire bottle of tequila, I think.
Holy shit!
Obviously, that didn't go very well. Obviously that just ruined my night.
Yeah.
I stumbled down the stairs, saw KSI on FaceTime to Vidal and Floyd Mayweather Sr.
Oh shit!
Jesus.
Was like jumping on the sofa, giving them a little wave. Obviously out of it,
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, just projectile vomited all over the sofa, KSI, the coffee table, the laminate flooring.
Wait, let me.
And
oh god.
passed out. Ended up having to be dragged down to the bottom toilet by like these 4 like Instagram girls, just chucked in there.
Nice.
You were in your
Chucked in the
dreamland there,
bar.
I like
mate.
that. I like that.
I can't remember it. I don't remember it at all.
I like that it's Willany and Reeves' fault, and then it's like, fuck
Yeah.
it. Let the Instagram girls take care of him.
Yeah. So then the next morning I wake up, and their old place was like quite a lot of stories, like 5 stories or something, and I was in the bottom story in the bathtub when I went to sleep and I passed out, and I woke up in the morning, shirtless, boxers on, no trousers and 1 sock on, and lost my shoes. But I was on the top roof terrace, so I managed to climb up like 5 flights of stairs. and basically, I woke up at like midday and like no one else was up or in the house.
Oh shit!
So I just got an Uber and just got in the Uber in my boxers.
Oh my god.
Nice.
But like not just in my boxers, I was covered in sick. Remember?
That's
no.
disgusting.
So just-
Yeah.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
You woke up, no one in the house, and you didn't think, best wash this off me.
No, actually, good point. Good point.
I would fucking leg it. No, I'm with you, mate. I'd fucking leg it.
I was very embarrassed. You know, I just wanted to get home, go and have a shower in my shower, go and like order some food and like lay on my sofa and watch TV and think about what I'd done.
Yeah, no one's ever going to remember the guy who projectile vomited on KSI.
No, and then this was when I was working at Rebel FC with Cal Freezy.
Yeah.
So this was say like a Friday, Saturday night, whenever it was, and then the Monday or Tuesday I get into the office, and he is like fuming at me because it cost him £400 to get the sofa professionally cleaned.
Oh shit!
Oh, no.
So thank you, Cal.
Oh god.
I
Have
apologise.
you? I'm assuming you have, but have you seen JJ since that? And has he mentioned anything? If you have.
I have seen him since, and no, he hasn't. I don't know. Like, he might just be a nice guy about it.
He just looks at you and goes, "Oh, that's the guy that
Yeah.
fucking threw up on me."
Wouldn't want to bring that up.
What did
Yeah,
what did he
exactly.
do at the time? When you like threw up on him?
Oh.
Do you know what he actually
Oh,
did?
I'll be entirely honest. I remember throwing up, and then I remember nothing until waking up at midday.
I reckon he sat
But
there,
all of the things of like, oh, you were dragged down by these girls. Like this has all been
like
recalled
spoken
back to
yeah.
me. Like the last thing I remember is I don't even remember throwing up actually. I just remember like sitting down, seeing Vidal and Floyd Mayweather Sr. giving them a wave, and then literally like mind was blank.
I bet they.
Yeah,
I bet they
I'd
pissed
probably
themselves
forget my
laughing.
memory after that bit as well.
I'd want to forget it, to be honest.
Yeah. for all you know, KSI gave you a right hook, and that's why you can't remember anything.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So we'll swiftly move away from
That's
YouTube
an
and stuff.
amazing
Oh, is that another drink?
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
fantastic. It is.
That's an
Unfortunately,
amazing
it
story.
is
We're about
another
to-
shot. There's the gong.
At least
We're
this
gonna
time,
move-
if you throw up, it's just going to be on your own monitor.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And the keyboard
Yeah.
that's already got Red Bull in it. So
This is going great. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the invite.
sorry.
Very well.
I keep saying sorry, man.
Let's
but yeah, we're going to move on to
the
Clash
big,
for a
the
little
big
bit.
thing that's the big thing that happened 2 days ago, by the time this episode goes up, I think.
Yeah, by the time this episode goes up, yeah. But yeah, we're going to talk about Clash of Creators. Obviously, quite a big. You've got quite a large involvement in Clash for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
We want to know if you're able to say this. You might be able. Yeah, you might have to say no. We just want to know who the most difficult yes was for Clash of Creators. So someone that I sort of had to like, not beg, but like,
So when you had to
persuade a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I'll answer in a slightly different way.
Okay.
So we started out and we got a lot of attention. We got basically, Callum came with me to the idea. Obviously, I had a network of creators that he didn't have.
Yeah.
I then pitched it around. He then pitched it around, and we got sort of a base set of people. Some were big, some weren't massive, but that kind of created the foundations of the event.
Yeah.
I think the biggest person that came to us, well, the two biggest actually, one being Road to Shore and one being Morgs.
They came to you.
Yeah,
Oh, that's amazing.
And like Harry is like really great to work with.
Yeah.
Like he's not necessarily the most responsive person, obviously.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
But like he set that expectation straight away.
Mm.
Morgs is like one of the best YouTubers I've ever worked with in terms of communication and responding and stuff. He's the nicest guy. You can text him to do anything and he'll do it.
Yeah.
He's been a real sort of pleasure to work with. I'd say the hardest, and this is not because they're bad people. I really like them all, but I'd say in terms of actually getting replies out of people, not bringing them on board, would be I'm Alex, Fraser, Inaba.
Yeah.
To be honest, like everyone's. What I love about this event and what I respect everyone that's got involved with is they're giving up their time. No one's getting money. No one's asked for money. No one expects any sort of payment out of it. It's all raising money for charity.
Yeah.
So like anything is better than nothing, right? Because
Yeah.
we're using their names to sell tickets, to sell merchandise, to put on a show to hopefully raise quite a bit of money for Mind.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
So that's sort of the situation where, yes, of course, YouTubers are the hardest people in the world to work with, and especially trying to work with including presenters and commentators. You're talking
I'm gonna say 100.
nearly 70, nearly 70 creators in total.
Crazy.
Like it's nuts, but you kind of luckily I've worked in the space for long enough that I know they're a pain. my old job at Rebel, for example, was I was working with the entire football team.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 25, 30 people. So that was just my life, having to get stuff out of creators on a daily basis.
Yeah. So
you just double that essentially.
Yeah, which to be fair, it's nothing out of the ordinary for you then, I guess.
No. But
I was gonna say it's like, to me, it's quite a shock for Morgs, because I picked up on Morgs' channel when he was on about 20k, because I was at uni. I think it was 2015,
oh, wow.
2016. So I've known of Morgs since he was like 20k subscribers, and I was like, this guy's gonna go huge, and obviously, well, you've seen where he's gone. But I quite liked his FIFA videos, but then when he started doing the other videos, I was like, oh, he's turning into a bit of a dick. So, and then obviously I saw him on Jack's Happy Hour. And he was just amazing. He was the nicest guy in the world. So my view on him went from like liking him to disliking him to liking him again to absolutely loving him because of who he is as a person. Now you've said that, it's amazing.
I want Morgs to start a podcast. By the way, I haven't watched the Jack Met episode with him.
Have you not?
I was meaning to, and then you just forget, right?
Yeah. Fair.
But like, he comes across as such a nice guy that has such a bad stigma because of like the videos that people didn't like years ago.
The videos got him the views though, which is what obviously fair play to him.
But I do also massively feel for him right now, where he's kind of stuck a little bit, kind of going, well, I want to do this, but also it doesn't bring the views that I need.
Yeah.
So,
you should tell him he's always welcome to the Pour One Out podcast. No.
Morgs, come on, why not? He's up the.
So something I want. Sorry, I'm just going to move on to the next topic.
You go. Yeah.
All right. So this one, have a big shot for this one.
Stevens wrote a fucking paragraph for this next bit. Fuck me.
Jesus Christ! I've just seen it. Yeah, he has.
So,
oh my god.
Obviously,
oh my god.
Obviously, go.
No, literally, Tom. He's wrote a paragraph for this.
There's 4 lines on a Word document.
Just say the fucking question.
I'm one question.
I'm
Alright,
trying
go.
to. You keep talking over me, Matt. So, obviously, Clash
Love you too, mate.
of Creators is a massive force for good, raising money for charity, loads of big creators getting involved. But, you know, it also was rooted in being a small YouTubers match before the next Sidemen charity match. Obviously, the Sidemen charity match isn't happening this year, so I get it couldn't be that. But I mean, the teams were already picked with like full of small YouTubers. People were confirmed to play, had messages saying you are playing in this team, and then at least from the outside, it kind of seemed like, I'm Alex is interested in playing, so fuck those lot. Let's see who the big YouTubers we can get are, and then everyone else kind of got kicked to the side. At least that's how we look from the outside, and it's that's just wondered if you could address that.
For the record, Tom, Stephen wrote this. I had nothing.
I also had nothing to do with this.
It's a totally fair point, and why I often around controversy with like Clash or whatever try and just keep a little bit of distance, because back at that stage when that happened, I was trying to answer every question.
Yeah.
And like people want me to talk and then don't want to listen to what I have to say because they've already got their own agenda. So with Clash, I came onto Clash very early on when it was an idea started by Callum and then a few creators. One of those people being Liam Bedford, who then introduced me because we'd spoken a little bit online.
Yeah.
And then I kind of came into it, and suddenly they wanted my network of creators to reach out and to go on.
Right.
We kind of faced a crossroads pretty early on when this all happened, which was, do we want this to be essentially a kick in the park, which is what it would have entirely been with small creators, or do we want to try and make something bigger? And none of us expected that the lineup would be Road to Shore, Chris MD, Morgs, Ramel, Jack Mate, I'm Alex.
Matt Stokes.
Matt Stokes. Yeah, big up Matt Stokes.
and I think we obviously had to kick a lot of people. By the way, not just guys. The original plan was mixed gender.
Yeah.
So try and organise a mixed gender that's FA affiliated, that follows all the sort of like legalities that a sponsor would want, that you have £10 million worth of public liability insurance, that you need to get UEFA level 2 physiotherapists or St John's ambulance paramedics on site. Like, you look at someone like Soccer Aid and the money that they spend to make sure that it can be mixed is ridiculous. It'd be double our entire budget. So we were kind of faced early on where we were like, well, this is really shit because we're never going to be able to. We know we're going to annoy people, particularly like a lot of women. I got a lot of the stick for that, and kind of, I'm being misogynistic. It's like, no, I might just not have 60 grand to try and get this right.
Yeah.
And it's not just that. It's like, cool, we go and let a girl play, and then something happens, and because we break insurance, me as the director of the business is liable for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
That's a problem. The small creators thing, it essentially went, and by the way, I think we've been very good with. We still kept a bunch of small creators.
Yeah, quite a few to be fair. Yeah.
That were very much the core people that kind of started this. We didn't ever kick anyone that was like the original sort of team. We kept those on, and then we partnered with an amazing sponsor, Deep Silver, who have launched this thing called Creator Collective, which creators of all sizes can basically have like amazing opportunities around their like with their games. So like, merchandise, like paid advertisements, you go out to events, all this kind of stuff. And they're really, really keen on, and that's why they're keen on the event, is they're really keen on championing the next sort of wave of creators. So we then launched the Deep Silver Creator Collective small creator competition, which obviously Matt was a part of and whatnot. And we had a few people, with 4 people in total that ended up joining. So like, I really want to do Clash again. We need to sort out finances. We want to go bigger and better. We've had some really, really interesting conversations already with 3 big stadiums, and a couple of sort of sponsors and whatnot. A little exclusive for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
But with that, like, if we're gonna, the whole point of Clash is, if you look at what the Sidemen event is, and the Sidemen do an amazing job, and we're never ever going to compete with them. The Sidemen bring the best and biggest talent around the world, and they fly them in for one massive game.
Yeah.
This is going, like, I really think Sitsi and all that, I've never been, and I look at them and go, they are just awful events for everyone, because they're not good for a creator who has to queue up for 4 hours doing meet and greets that they hate. It's not good for a fan. It's not good for a fan that has to enter a ballot, doesn't get the people that are paid for. Tickets are very expensive. Yeah. Essentially, it's a really bad organised sort of piss up in a brewery, right? It's just people go and have house parties and go to the pub after the event. Like,
you've summed up what we were going to do. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. So like with Clash, we're going, how can we create a really great experience for the VIPs, like YouTubers, industry people that are going, a great experience for the fans, a great experience for the players, and if we were to do it again, the way we will do it is
a ballot.
You bring the big creators in because they
sell the event,
sell the event and whatnot, and then you go and look for and pick the most exciting UK or beyond up-and-coming creators that deserve a break, deserve an opportunity, deserve the platform that this can bring them, and then put them on that platform and bring them into the event. That's something that the Sidemen have never done.
Yeah.
And it's like they had no reason to, because they can just go and get anyone because of the Sidemen.
It's the name.
Whereas we don't have that. Whereas we don't have that luxury of being able to reach out to everyone and get the biggest people. So that's where we fit, and that's where the Sidemen fit. And to be honest, like, if they can bring it back next year alongside us, that's perfect.
Yeah. Honestly, it's interesting you say that, because when, like, obviously, like, it's 5-6 years ago, I used to do like YouTube and stuff, and I used to be at events as well. And it's amazing how you thought of it that way. Where the events I went to, they were just like, oh yeah, we'll just get some people from like X on the beach, we'll get them from Love Island, just random, just bring every sort of like online sort of influencer together.
We've turned down rappers, we've turned down celebrities to actually play.
Callum G slide tackling fucking 50 Cent.
Yeah, exactly. No, but we've had a lot of like reality stars and stuff.
Yeah,
people on TV.
Which is what you always get.
Fame whores. They'll do it.
Yeah, and it's just like, no, this is like YouTube, and it's even like we haven't got any. I don't think we've got any sort of people that just stick to Twitch. Maybe in the future we will, but like right now this is YouTube.
Yeah,
I know YouTube better than anything else.
Yeah,
like yes, we've got like Ollie and Jacob, for example. They're obviously on TikTok, but. By the time this is out, we'll have launched the channel with them, so they're transitioning over to YouTube as well as on TikTok. Like, everyone belongs on YouTube, and I personally think it's like the best. It's like the showcase of what UK YouTube has to offer, no matter what side you are.
Yeah.
But can I just say on YouTuber events, no one, and this is something I want to do if we can get money, I want to put on a really good industry event.
Okay.
You know how Sitsi has like the Creator Day, for example.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, that needs to be its own event.
Oh yeah.
That goes, if you want to be a YouTuber and you want to learn, we'll bring the best of the best to this event, and you can learn.
Yeah.
It's not a meeting. Yeah. It's not a meet and greet. It's not a piss up. Like, it's a conference.
You can learn how to do things, like you say. Yeah.
And I think they sit side on side. You've got Clash of Creators, which is entertainment, it's fun. You've got Sidemen events, which are the same. And then you'd have this more sort of serious one, which, if you want this as your job, go and learn. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Whereas Sitsi, for example, just tries to do everything.
Yeah, well, not just that, I think the Sitsi one as well, obviously I've been a few times, and it's very much a case of they pretty much have the same panels each year. They bring in pretty much the same people, especially recently because it kind of looks like their budget has been slashed. So
they don't pay creators.
Yeah, no, they don't pay creators, no, because that's why
they used to bring over 2014 sort of time when I first went to City.
Jim Chapman and all
they
that.
had like Tyler Oakley coming over and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even 2015 they had like the Gabby show.
They don't pay him anymore. Don't pay him.
That's why none of them come anymore. That's why you never get the big ones.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say I think that's about the 30-minute mark. So we're gonna.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to end the first half.
Yeah. So we'll hopefully, fingers crossed, Tom doesn't leave us in the break, and we'll be back with him after the break. But yeah, we'll catch you in a minute, guys.
See you in a minute.
See you in a bit. Bye bye.
Hello and welcome back to the Porn Out Podcast. We're still here with Stephen and Matt, and also Tom as well.
Yay!
Welcome everybody.
Hey.
As we always say, luckily the guest didn't leave in the break. Sometime it might happen one day. We never know.
I've got a headache now from Jaeger bombs. So
You got a hit. Oh,
It's bad now.
I'm only gonna
Not
keep.
the said the cure is keep drinking.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm
by
only
the way,
gonna keep following.
I didn't sleep last night. I got maybe like half an hour's sleep.
Oh no.
Why did you have a party?
No, I just couldn't sleep. I got like a really sore throat. Not COVID.
COVID.
I'm double vaccinated, and I had a lateral flow.
Fair enough.
But I just had a sore throat, and like every time I tried to sleep, it just hurt. So I just stayed up.
Yeah. Jeez. So you're gonna be dead after this, bro.
Mhm.
Not
And
literally.
I got to
Hopefully.
work.
Maybe.
I got to work.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good luck on that. But we'll
Gonna die at
come
one
straight
point.
into. Usually in the second half, we stray away from the social media side and we go more into who you are as a person and whatnot, and
Your
who you
deepest,
and
darkest
everything about that.
secrets.
They're going to be revealed today. No, they won't be.
Do you miss having sex?
We've got written down. No, that's not the question, please.
We did that with Sam.
Sam's questions were like one extreme to another. It was just like, we presume you were bullied in school.
Yeah.
What was it like? And do you miss having sex?
Yeah.
It was the weirdest sex dream you've had about one of our. Oh, it was all fucked.
But what our question is here, like you're a very similar age to me and Stephen,
There's a shot.
and what we've got written down is. There's the shot, unfortunately. So you probably didn't grow up wanting to do social media work. So what was it that you wanted to do before social media was like really a thing? If
What,
anything?
like when I was young, like a kid?
Yeah. So like before social media was like this huge thing that's in everybody's lives all day.
Yeah. I wanted to be a policeman.
Really?
No,
Oh wow.
Now I
That's
couldn't
cool.
think of anything worse. No, but so my favourite TV show, like I don't watch TV, but like I'll watch this, is like Police Interceptors and Traffic Cops.
Oh yeah.
I just love that,
They
like
just-
binge.
They scare me too much.
I just love that. So like what I used to want to be, the absolute, is, have you seen the film SWAT?
No.
It's like a really
Is
shit
it about killing a bee?
film about. No, it's about a SWAT team in LA, right?
Yeah.
But that was what I wanted to be. But like, obviously, you have to be American and in LA. And I was like, no, I'm gonna start the SWAT team in the UK. That was what I wanted to be. Then I wanted to be a prime minister, actually. Yeah, until.
How did that
grew up.
jump come about? You're like,
don't-
well,
do you know what?
I want
Like,
a bit of power,
look-
but that's not enough. So I'm gonna be the biggest.
Look, my personality type is always very much like have to be the sort of leader and whatnot. So I suppose it's a natural fit, right? Is if you probably look at like personality types of prime ministers, they are probably mostly fit quite similar to mine as well.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And then I ended up here.
And then you ended up with a Porn Out podcast.
What a stinker I've had. what a bad 25
You
years.
say that? You say
Oh,
I've got
dear.
Gordon Brown coming on next week.
The worst prime minister of the last however many years, of course.
Oh, there's
Jesus
the quote.
Christ.
Tom Sharman outs himself as a Tory.
Oh Jesus
Oh
Christ.
God.
Yeah, we won't do that. Don't worry.
Clip it,
So, obviously, like you've mentioned about Rebel FC and stuff like that, but quite a lot of people nowadays know you for obviously Clash at the minute. Anyway, especially. what did you do before Clash? Obviously, like I said, you've already mentioned Rebel FC, but is there anything else that you did before Clash came along and sort of took over your life in a way?
Also,
Yeah,
this is your
so
shot.
I oh fuck.
I still forget about the shots.
I grew up in Norfolk in the UK, and like basically in the arse end of nowhere. And for as long as I can remember, I was like, right, I need to go to London. I need to go to London. So then I looked at universities in London, went to Ravensbourne, which a lot of sort of people in the space have gone on to go to.
A friend of mine went there.
Exactly. It's a real sort of... I've tried to do a lot of work with them. They're really, really bad at trying to work with me on allowing, like, understanding the space. I've tried to really help them.
It really sounded like
never
they
have
didn't
enough
want to
money.
work with you. I've tried to work with them a lot. They tried to work with me.
Well, they want to work with me and then they won't want to pay me, and I'm like, well, I know how valuable this is. Yeah. So anyway, so I was like, I need to move to London. I ended up getting an offer from Ravensbourne to go there. I went and studied web media, which was essentially sort of like a web development course, and I absolutely hated sitting there and doing coding. I was like, this is the biggest waste of my life. So then
Just go on
I used that kind of skill. Exactly, right. Is this sponsored by Squarespace? You're going to cut to an ad right now.
I wish.
So I basically, when I was in first year, I'd build people's websites, and then I'd go, oh, and I can also manage your social media, and just kind of done that to earn a bit of cash during first year. End of first year, I got a really, really amazing job at a big tech event called Social Media Week, which I became sort of community manager, and then sort of, you know what I mean, helped build the sort of core team out of that for a couple of years. And I still do some work with them, like, every now and then anyway. But with that, it basically, when I was 18, so it gave me the most insane network of, like, industry people. You're thinking, like, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Vice, Google, like, you name it online. I had really good contacts there. So then I set up a business called Dupe whilst I went to second year at university, and then became almost like made that into an agency. So I had a lot of friends at university that had a lot of skills that I didn't have, but had no one to charge, like had no clients or access to clients. Whereas I was really good at the client relation stuff and had the contacts. So I became the middleman and just sort of done these campaigns with these like small businesses that all of these like senior execs at these big companies had started as side projects. Ended up growing that, and that done really well. Ended up getting incubated by Ogilvy, which is like the world's largest advertising agency, and working in their innovation team. So like we've done some really, really cool stuff. It was 2016. Like it was when, do you remember the summer that Pokemon Go came out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We've done this in
Best summer of my life.
Exactly. So I got paid. I got paid by Ogilvy.
Wasn't it?
It was a great
unreal.
one.
Fucking everything was.
Yeah.
That was my YouTube peak. That was when my YouTube just began.
Oh really?
Everywhere. Yeah.
So on that summer, basically I got paid to go around London for like 2 or 3 days, and just play Pokemon Go and understand how it worked. We then built this concept, this prototype, that we ended up selling to a mobile like telecoms company that basically used a mapping system with Nintendo's sort of like what they call like their like base stations and like battle stations, all that kind of shit, right? I don't play it, obviously, as you can tell. But
like gyms and stuff like that.
Yeah. But it linked those to it was BT, so it was BT's Wi-Fi spots around the country.
Yeah.
So we ended up building that within a day and selling that to BT, which done really well. So I spent a bit of time there and learned a hell of a lot in a very, very short period of time. Yeah. I then ended up, the whole team then ended up getting fired. Like they just cut the budget for my small team, which was five people across 23,000 employees across the world.
Holy
right?
shit! Okay, yeah.
But what it done is because it was such a big like media stir up in the space, it suddenly meant that I was like front page of like all the big advertising magazines and papers and like around the world.
Oh god, okay.
Doing like interviews with my boss and all that kind of good stuff. So then I got picked up by a company called Miramar, which they do a bunch of different stuff. They own a lot of businesses. They startups. They just announced like $100 million venture fund. Like they're a big company.
Yeah.
And I started a business with, do you know Jamal Edwards from SBTV?
Yeah.
So me and
Wow,
him
that's
and
huge.
a few others kind of came together to start this business called 12 AM. I ended up not really enjoying it and leaving quite quickly just because it kind of went down a different route than I would have wanted. Then I left that and was like, right, I'm going into like startups and tech. Worked at a company called Campus Society, which was like a student social network, and I joined that really, really early on. By the time I say left, I got fired. Was like 60 people, right? And then once I left there, that was when I was like, right, I'm getting back into YouTube, because before I went to university, I had my own channel doing gaming and graphics and all that kind of shit you do when you're 13 to 16.
Yeah.
Stopped YouTube when I was 16 because I got a girlfriend. But do you remember Machinima?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I lied. You had to be 16 or 18, I can't remember, to become
It was 18.
a machinima director, right?
Oh God.
And the directors signed talent to them.
Yeah.
So I forged my document because everyone was anonymous back then, right? So I just sent them a fake passport or something that I photoshopped.
Oh yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, and then I became a machinima director, and then so the people that I was like chatting to and whatnot. I remember I used to have a clan years and years ago, and it lasted like 3-4 months, right?
Yeah.
But we had about 6 people in it, 2 of which, one was Vic, and one was Ali A.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah, it was
insane.
like it's like the most insane like thing.
Yeah.
But that was what I'd done before, and then I was like, I really love YouTube. Like, I still watch YouTube, and it was kind of, this wasn't that far after all the diss tracks, so it's really sort of at its peak on UK YouTube. And I was like, right, I want to get back in. So then I ended up getting the job at Rebel, working there for a year and a bit before it closed down.
Fantastic, yeah.
Sort of running like all the socials and a lot of the content sort of side of the business. And then from there, I've gone on to do a bunch of different stuff. Got an agency at the moment that we just got some investment for, which is really, really exciting.
I look forward to the email.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with Waves, it's myself and Sam, who's Cal Freezy's sort of right-hand guy, but I've known Sam since university.
Yeah.
And we basically building out these sort of branded channels. That's the sort of new vision. And obviously Clash is a project by Waves, so that's how we're kind of working it out, is that Waves is part owner of Clash, so it's kind of our first like launch project,
which is amazing. Yeah. It's gone really well so far. So
yeah. that's the long, boring version of my career.
It sounds like you've had like quite a lot of things going on though. That's like crazy.
Well, when I met someone recently who's really, really senior, and he said something to me and Sam actually, which really, really was like resonated with us. And he was like, he kind of asked us about ourselves, and I gave him that, and he was like, cool, like this is your like montage moment where you just go, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Whereas now it's like time to like focus on one thing and just do it well.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's kind of where I'm trying to get to, and I've never done that because I've always been here, there, and everywhere trying to balance.
I was up in between things, yeah.
Whereas now I'm gonna go, right, what is Waves and how do we make it a big business?
Yeah, that's huge.
I still love how you can see.
You know what? That's actually the perfect segue. That here in Seagulls. So, well, actually, there's your shot. Actually, you know what? Have two. It's been a while since we had one.
Jesus Christ. I ain't having two.
By the way, these shots, I won't lie to you, these shots have turned into sips.
Yeah, fair play. That's what everyone says about this stage in the podcast. Don't worry, mate.
Oh,
you're not the first one. You definitely won't be the last.
Right. So Tom, you obviously live in Brighton, as we can tell from the Seagulls. Mental nightlife with a lot of students. Have you got any mental student stories?
Mental student stories.
So like Freshers Week or anything
that could be
like that.
you as a student. It could be you with students.
It could be you having sex with a student. It could be anything.
I've got a really I've got quite a funny one that isn't like there was obviously students around, but like it's just a good night out story.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Is me basically? I used to run a magazine, and the guy I used to run it with, Joe. I hadn't seen him in like a year, and he came down, and it was just a really, really great sort of way to see each other. Just like the most mental night out ever, and then we like, I think we went and got some food, like normal night out, just a lot of drinking, doing whatever, and then we were laying like starfished out on the pebbles on the beach, but like we went and got some fish and chips. And like we were basically just like feeding each other fish and chips, like just absolutely drunk. Then we were like, we should go to the strip club.
Oh god.
Yes.
We
That's the
went.
answer to everything.
We went to the strip club. It's literally like 45 seconds walk from my house right now.
Oh,
We
is that
just-
what you
Obviously,
like?
obviously
Yeah,
we
yeah.
know where. I think we know where it is. 'cause
Right,
we
I'm
got
taking George TG next weekend.
Yeah.
Matt, me and you got it pointed out to us on the bus the other day. I think.
George?
Yeah,
George
do you
going
not
past,
remember?
"There's
George
the
was just
strip
giving us a
club, I'm a
tour.
regular."
shout out Grace's Brighton. Shout out.
Any go to a strip club.
Anyway, we went to a strip club, and like we were just like continuing drinking. You know when like you go and just like girls are just trying to get money out of you, right? Just trying to get dances out of you.
Yeah.
21 years.
Yeah, and I was like,
And then not one of them's got a shiz out of it.
and we were like, right, all right, we'll get a lap dance.
Okay.
And then Joe turns to me, looks me dead in the eyes, and was like, we should get one together.
What the fuck?
And I was like,
Oh.
I was like, that is an excellent idea, Joe. Let's
God.
go and do that. So we paid.
I'm detecting
50
some
quid?
sexual tension between you and Joe here.
No, it was just weird, right? Because also, what's really funny about this, I don't like his girlfriend, who's still
His
with
girlfriend?
today, and his
Oh my
and has
god.
been with for years. She when we worked at the magazine together,
Oh, right.
she was our intern, and then they kept it a secret for like a year, and then told me
Yeah.
when like towards the end. But they're still together, and we went to the strip club whilst they were together. So hi, Amy.
Oh shit!
Anyway, so
she's
we go to the back.
acted.
We go to the back, and like there's just like a corner sofa, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sat on one. I'm sat on like one bit of the sofa. He's sat on the other. But we're quite. It's probably a good meter between like our sort of knees. touching.
Social
It's
distancing.
not very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before social distancing was a thing, actually, and so the way it worked is a dual striptease. Dual striptease, as I've learned, is it's basically just two girls, and they kind of just like they'll strip on you, and then they'll just go to the other person, and then you just swap halfway in between. But like,
Oh, wow.
but there was a really odd point. Like when they swapped, we both locked eyes at each other and just sort of nodded. And
Oh
was just
god!
like, my guy. And it, like I look back at that and I'm just like, that was one of the weirdest. I think we went back to mine afterwards, went to sleep,
Shagged.
not together. Yeah, and then just woke up in the morning and was like, do you remember last night? That was weird, wasn't it?
Was that as good for you as it was for me?
Yeah, and it was just an odd. It's just odd, just sort of locking eyes with a really good friend. Whilst you've got like a vagina in your face. I think that was an odd sort of experience, but that has nothing to do with students. I don't go around.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. I'm going to suggest it to Jacob in a minute. Jacob, what are you doing later?
I couldn't have expected anything better. It's funny because we're about to move on to something completely like the opposite tone.
Yeah.
Right, I hope that's a drink.
It is.
It is a drink. You can take a drink after that one, Jesus.
Fucking need one after that.
You know, I was
Flashbacks.
not expecting that story to come out, I'm not gonna lie.
Flashback.
Steven, do you reckon there'll be any strip clubs at
Oh
Caravan?
god! I reckon we can. Find
we
one.
can certainly find one. Yeah. So we're gonna move on to something very, very 180, quite deep actually. If you want to talk about it, obviously you don't have to. what is one of your biggest challenges that you've faced in
been
your
your
life?
biggest
It doesn't have to be your career. Yeah, it doesn't have to be your career, but it can be as well. It can be your personal life, it can be anything. What to you stands out if I say that question to you right now?
Not getting a boner while with you, mate.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I feel like, do you know what? I feel like last year was just like a really, particularly sort of like the end of last year, was just like a really like shitty sort of. It wasn't even necessarily the like one thing. It was just a lot of things. So obviously you had COVID. Like I live by myself, right? So lot of time by yourself. Luckily, I was like very, very, very busy last year. That almost just took it away, and I was just working. And I'm always bad at not knowing when not to work. But last year I lost both my nans.
Okay.
One in like February, which it was pneumonia, but like convinced it was COVID. But it was like before like the first confirmed COVID death.
Yeah.
And I kind of like got on with that pretty easily, but at the same week that my nan went into hospital, my other nan got diagnosed with cancer, and then because of COVID, they just like stopped doing any like cancer treatment stuff whilst they were doing that.
Awful.
So then she died in like, oh god, how can I not remember? End of November, start. It was either end of November, start December.
End of the year,
Because I remember the funeral was on the 20th of December. It was like I went home for Christmas, but went to a funeral. It was like really fucked up.
Yeah.
But I like that was hard, but it was more. It wasn't like necessarily a particular period. It was just in general. And I'm also not good at like emotions and like talking about shit. So you just kind of keep it locked away, right? And then I think it kind of just goes, oh, that's a bit shit, sort of thing. But I'd say that's probably like the hardest thing. But that got really fucking deep.
No, I told you it's quite a big 180.
That's kind of what we were.
You
I mean,
know.
it sounds awful to say that's what we were going for, but that's the question.
Are you guys trying to clickbait on my dead nans? Is that what this is about?
We've already got the clickbait stuff. Trust me.
Lauren Alexis and KSI.
Strict we
Yeah.
No, I hope everything's alright though. Now, like,
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that, man.
No. It's all good. It's all good.
So following on from that, there's another shot.
Yeah. My granddads are alive.
Oh well, next question then.
Come back in a year's time.
Fucking hell.
Right, I'm digging myself. Go on. Next subject. I'm gonna take a shot for that one. That's disgusting.
There's a sound on death's door, and it sounds like knocking. No.
Hi, Grandad.
Oh Jesus!
So obviously following on from pretty much last year essentially. How have you brought that forward with you? How has it affected you mentally moving forward, or is it obviously you say you don't deal well with emotions? Is it just fuck it, I'll deal with it in my 50s?
I suppose, like as the world's sort of starting to open up again, I think that's massively helped. Just it's not even necessarily doing anything; it's more having the freedom to go and do that.
Yeah.
But my answer to everything right now is always work, and Clash is like the perfect fucking thing to all of that because there's so much to do.
Yeah.
But having said that, I can't wait for August where I'm just going to try and chill.
Yeah, good on you, mate. You deserve it.
Yeah, but I'm still not great at it. You just kind of move on, right? Like it wasn't when my nan that died first, when she died, like I didn't really take it all in. Just didn't really like have that much emotions, even though I was like closer to her than my other nan.
Okay.
And then when my other nan died, it kind of hit me that like both of them had gone.
Yeah.
Rather than and then I think that sort of like January was just difficult. But you just kind of get on with it, don't you? Really?
Yeah. See, I think January, like obviously it was quite.
January's shit.
Obviously,
anyway.
it was going to be difficult for you for obvious reasons, but it was quite difficult for a lot of people in like several different ways as well. To be fair, I think everyone hated January this year. Every single person.
It was shit.
Like,
that was when
everyone hates
that was when we went
January
back in, wasn't
normally
it?
as well. Everyone
Yeah.
hates January. Yeah, January was.
But
the
we went
start
back. We went back
of
in.
the lockdown, third lockdown, and it
Yeah.
was like I think that's
Yeah.
what pissed everyone off the most, because it was like we had the second lockdown. We all knew we needed to have a second lockdown, and then they opened it early, and we were like, well, give it 3 fucking weeks, and we're gonna have another lockdown, and then we did.
Yeah, and then
Like,
yeah.
We did.
it's
And then the worst thing happened in the world. Matt Stokes went off Twitter for a month, and it was just awful.
Matt Stokes went off Twitter for the first month of the fucking podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, but well, let's not talk about that.
Those are private
There you go.
issues.
There you go. Well done, Matt.
We've got two more questions before the end.
Oh,
There's one question that we ask every guest. Well, both questions we ask every guest actually.
hello.
There's the shot before we go ahead. And this question might be a quick one, might be a long one for you, but it's what's one thing in your life that you might want to do differently that you've done in the past? So like it could be as simple as like I'd rather open the left side door rather than the right side door, or it could be something huge like I'd rather not go to uni, sort of huge. What's one thing that you?
Hello.
Oh, hang on, Tom's gone.
Oh,
Oh shit! Oh god, what's he got? Oh no!
he didn't like that
No,
question.
clearly not. It's in a bit then, Tom.
Well, thanks for watching.
Hang on.
We'll stay here. We'll keep talking. So how's everyone?
Sam, what's one thing you changed in your life?
He's in the waiting room.
Oh right. Let me bring him back in. Tom, you back? Hello.
Hello. We're back. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
we
Just
can
make
hear
sure
you.
you record. Make sure your filming's still going on.
No.
I'll cut this out. Don't worry.
Did
No
you hear
idea.
that?
No
Did you
idea.
hear that? Did you?
Right. So yeah, we've got 2 questions before the end. As always, we ask both these questions to all guests. The first one of which is going to be, if you could change one thing in your life that you've done, past or present, it could be something huge, could be something small, like leaving uni or just going through a different door. It could be that simple. What's one thing that you'd change in your life or do differently in your life anyway?
The one thing that I'd change is to kind of find better balance between work and life.
Okay. Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I like that.
Right, I can hear you now. I heard the question as well.
Right, okay.
All right,
So
let's go
I'll
quickly
cut it,
before
yeah.
it goes again.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
So just go straight into answering the question, mate.
Yeah, so I think the one thing that I'd change sort of about myself or about my sort of past is probably finding better balance between work and life. I feel like I really know how to like work. I feel like it's often at the sacrifice of other people, whether it be like relationships or friendships,
Okay.
that sort of stuff. So I'd like to get better at it as a sort of next step in my career anyway.
Yeah.
And sort of work a little bit harder rather than work smarter. Sorry, rather than
I'm going to say
harder.
smarter, yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be my answer to that question.
Very nice, very nice.
And we ask every guest this question. You don't have to do a shot for this one, but you can if you want.
I already have.
So
I love that.
Tom Sharman, then we're going to clip this up and put it on
Yeah.
Twitter. Who should be the next guest on the Pour One Out podcast, aside from Callum, because we've already got him coming on next week.
Who have you had?
Lauren Alexis.
We've had Lauren Alexis,
Tom
Liam
GW,
Bedford, TMGW, yeah.
George
We've had
TG.
the dropouts, I don't know if you know who they are. George.
Dropouts, George TG,
We're quite a few.
Me.
George King,
Tom Sharman.
I
Tom
think
Sharman.
I'm gonna go back through my DMs or something and find you someone.
It can be absolutely anybody in the world. All we'll do is put them on Twitter, at them, and say, this is what Tom Sharman said.
Tom Sharman said you
No,
have to
no,
come
no.
on.
Not quite like that. But someone that you think will be interesting anyway. It doesn't have to be anyone big. It can be literally somebody that doesn't even go on social media.
I'm gonna at 3 people.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
no problem.
You could then one of them I hope would come on.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
Okay. Very
One,
thoughtful, thanks, Tom.
you're welcome. One, she with a C.
Okay, yeah.
That's a
Because-
brilliant
Yeah,
shout. She's
I've
great.
Brilliant.
I think she is one of the funniest people I know,
Yeah.
and is bound to be working on some really, really exciting stuff.
Ooh, okay.
Elle's the Witch.
Oh, okay, you're the second person that's
we already
mentioned
had
here
to
now.
her and she fucking aired it. But
All right. Well,
We'll go with it though. We'll go with it.
we'll go with it.
All right, it's my turn. It's my turn now to try. And then we spoke about him before. Let's try and get Morgs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Fuck it.
You know
Oh,
what?
imagine
That'll be
that'd be fun.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morgs, come
Okay.
on.
Fair
Let's
enough.
go.
How old is Morgs now?
Let's go. Let's go. How old is he?
Yeah, just because we drink,
think he's
don't
like-
we?
Morgs used to come to events with us back in the day.
I
Surely
would say
you
he's like
remember him
20
here.
something, and he's 20 or something.
He's 19.
Oh, 19.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
That's alright. That's alright. You can drink.
Nearly 20.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much anyway, Tom, for coming on. Really do
Well,
appreciate it.
I've now become your booking
Yeah,
guest.
booking,
Booking
agent.
I'm just booking guest for you.
Well, you're always welcome to come back to the Porn Out podcast. Absolutely loved this.
Yeah, it's been brilliant having you on, mate. Appreciate
Yeah.
it a lot.
Well, I appreciate you guys. You're killing it. I like the podcast. I
Oh,
think
thank you, man. Thank you. Really do
it's
appreciate
funny,
that.
isn't it?
We'll see you at, we'll
chill,
see
do you know
at
what I
Clash
mean?
of Creators, even though it
Yeah,
happened
we'll
2
see you at
days
Clash
ago,
of Creators,
but, you know.
mate.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait, man.
Hopefully, it's not an absolute disaster. but
Nah, it won't
we'll
be.
know,
It won't
we'll
be.
know,
No
we'll
way.
know by the
Oh, it
time this
should be
comes
great.
out.
Yeah.
Nah,
It will be for every team other than mine.
me and Sam will be sneaking into VIP, so it's fine.
No, Jesus, don't tell him that. Oh, it's too late. Anyway, right.
Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you so much, mate, for coming on, and we will catch you later, everybody else.
See you later.
Oh, wait, before we
Cheers,
go,
guys.
See you later.
we need your
Bye-bye.
social media, bro. We need your social media. Where can people find you?
Just go on Twitter.
Go on Twitter,
Just-
right? We'll
if you
put your Twitter out on the screen, mate.
If you just go on Twitter, like you'll probably
You've probably seen me simping over
Just go,
somebody.
just search any OnlyFans girl, and Tom will be in the replies.
Right, yo. See you later.
Yes.
See you next week.
See
See you in a bit, guys.
you later,
See you in a bit.
guys. Bye bye. Bye.